The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
And we are off and running on a Tuesday, boys and girls. How are you? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault. We are live on our YouTube channel, as always, at Boston versus the Book. X Twitter as well, at Boston versus the Book, and replayed on Sirius XM, channel 159. More on that later in the program. And on Sports Grid TV each and every night, actually 6 days a week that you got us. We have a lot to get to in the program today, sir. How are you? The Astros stink. Why are you wearing Astros gear?
Don't forget Howard Stern. We got a shout out on Howard Stern. The Daily Juice got a shout out on Howard Stern. I mean,
favorite thing about today?
That and, this will get you a pat on the back. But that's good. That's great. Yeah. I mean, if it can help us out.
Hell yeah.
We've gotten shout outs on Pat McAfee.
Yeah. You've appeared on Pat McAfee.
Shout outs on Sports Center. We've gotten shout outs on shows all over the country. This is excellent news. This is good. Somebody tell them to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the way out, if you could. That's great. Tell them that if they have any sponsorship opportunities, the email askthebvb@gmail.com. They can do that as well. We appreciate every single one of you, including Howard Stern and the guys that listen to the
JD. Yeah.
That was great. I'm glad that somebody posted it on the Twitter because you didn't believe me. I've only been telling you for at least a year.
It's not that. Hold on. Whoa.
That's fine.
Let's go ahead and hold on. Let's circle back on this. Okay. You're going to say that. I can tell the story. So Dave and I were having a conversation like we always do yesterday. And he was explaining to me, he's like, do you know how many people watch the Daily Juice every morning in the content space? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you do the work for a lot of people. Like they watch the show. And so last night on the Juice, Dave got my brain going. And so I said on the Daily Juice, I said, if you're in the content space and you watch this show or fade these picks or follow these picks, I don't really care. It's a free podcast. Do me a favor and just say thank you or buy something from the sponsor or do something to help the podcast.
Anything.
And then lo and behold, it gets mentioned on the Howard Stern show. And I texted you. I said, you were absolutely right. And now you're like, I've been telling you this for a while. And you haven't been telling me this for a while. You have known this for a while that this has been going on.
Nobody knows shit. We'll get that out of the way, Will. Nobody knows squadoosh. That's okay. We'll just listen. You learn about so many things the more you talk to people. Talk to a lot of people about a lot of things. Just saying. I'm learning commodities trading.
Oh,
on the side now. I'm learning about commodities and how you trade things and, move things up, move things down. We're jacking it up and down all the time. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things we got to talk about. So that's good. Listen, that's a big deal. Hopefully it adds 10 listeners to, whatever it is. I mean, I hope it adds thousands.
Whatever. I don't care either. It was nice to see that happened though, just because I said it happened and it happened on the Howard Stern show, which I was like, wait, what? So I'll do a favorite thing about today. I'll talk about Howard later because I've got a big deal about Howard is a pretty large moment for me as a radio guy. I'm geeking. The radio guy in me is geeking out completely about Howard Stern. Like, yeah, I have monster respect for Howard, and he's a big reason why I left Boston to go around the country. If you haven't seen Private Parts, kids, do yourself a favor. One, it's an awesome movie, but two, it'll motivate you. Even if you aren't in radio, it'll motivate you to chase your dreams because you have no idea where it may take you.
How many people have you ever worked for that could be pig vomit?
Oh my God.
How many people? I'm just asking a question. What? NBC, WNBC.
Oh no.
How many?
Oh no.
I've worked for a bunch.
Oh.
I'm just saying. That's not no.
You're trying to get me in trouble right again.
No, I'm just asking a question. If you haven't seen the movie, you don't get the reference, but you've seen the movie. I've watched it maybe 100 times.
It's just
Howard Stern changed everything, but he did it in a way that was on his terms. So you got to admire that.
No,
you know,
I idolize it. I don't admire it. It's Stern and Pat. You want to talk about the two people that I looked at that I completely go, I'm in awe of one, your talent, but two, your innate ability to just say, fuck you. Sorry, Will, to the world.
That's the one that gets you, by the way. You can say the other stuff. You got to be very careful about that one. That one might get the emails.
That's fine. Get the emails. That's the world. That's the world that they have lived in and gone through, and they went through fire. Howard more than Pat, but Pat has gone through his fair share of fire. Get to where they need to get to.
Yeah.
And Howard has, I mean, him going to Sirius, he became less offensive and he became less controversial on Sirius XM than he was on terrestrial. Because the
got older too.
Well, the talent also. I mean, I think the talent was apparent. You know, the talent was the one that really made everything go. His talent was able to shine through. His interviewing ability, he might be the best interviewer ever. Like, he really might be the guy that has mastered that craft of being able to properly interview somebody and get them to say things that nobody else will get them to say.
Right.
And
well, because of the forum too.
That's true. Yes.
You have to have the forum. You have to have the ability to make someone comfortable, make someone relax, and know that you're not trying to get them. You're with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're with you. My Blue Heaven. We're either with you, or you're with me, or you're with me. Yeah, you're with me. So when they came on there, they were like, listen, I'm here. You know, let's talk. And then you're right, it loosened up. But that movie was so good. There's so many lessons in life from that movie.
And JR, look at movies take liberties with people's lives. Okay. You're right. Howard Stern paints a rosy picture of a family man, and he's dedicated to his wife. And we know that ultimately didn't really pan out to be true. Okay. But it's a movie. That part of the movie never resonated with me. The Allison part of things about how wonderful she was and look at this amazing woman behind me. I get all that. Okay. And I think you can talk about it. You need to have a great man, a great woman behind every great man. Okay. You need to have it. And they are so important to your success. And he was trying to give his ex-wife a lot of credit for being there for him. And ultimately it turned out that he was kind of a douchebag, and that's okay, whatever, fine. That doesn't, to me, it's the idea that he had to go to war over and over again for something that he truly believed in. And then, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but he's ridiculously important to XM. Like, it's like 1 out of every 2 subscribers say I'm here because of Howard. It's ridiculous. Like, he
ironically, they won't ever say that, but
no, but like, it's a huge reason why Howard Stern and why XM is where it is, where Sirius XM has grown and blossomed into what it is. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for people who are willing to stand there and take the fire because they believe in it. And yes, you know, people say, well, Pat was a millionaire beforehand. Yeah, but Pat's career, he made tons of decisions that could have gone awry, that could have taken everything down.
They still are.
Right. So,
you know, it's really amazing, you know, when you look back, but while they're going through it, you know, there's a lot
nice.
of
look at that. It's a Nikki found you on Hammer Down. There you go.
Yeah. That's
tremendous.
Mean, those guys are tremendous. But they've carved their own route. You know, they've gone always forward, never straight. They've had to go here, there, whatever.
Yeah.
And when you got a guy, you know, Howard had his crew that made the show.
Yep.
It wasn't just Howard.
And it's changed. I mean, the crew, Robin's been there, but the crew's changed over the years.
Yeah. You know, you have to go along for that ride, and you know, Same thing with a guy like Pat. He's had, a lot of the crew has been with him, stuck with him. It's hard. It's really hard because, things get splintered. People change. Goals change.
Right.
You may physically change your location. You can't live where they're doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make decisions. So, yeah, but that was good. That whole thing was good. I'm just glad that one, you saw it, two, you heard it, and other people heard it. So, now if we talk about who knows what, somebody can go, yeah, I heard that either on the Juice or on BBB. That's perfect.
Yes. Someone said you should wear a BBB hat every day. I do wear BBB hats very often on the show. I do
wear those a lot.
On the Juice.
We're wearing those all the time.
We wear them all the time. I mean, it's not just on this show that we wear it. We wear it out in public. Wear it on shows, interviews, whatever it may be. Guys, if you do have a game, there's a lot of games, a lot of baseball to talk about. Super chats are available if you want us to break down a game or a pick or a play or a future that you guys have. Go ahead. You guys can jump in on that. We'll get to it during bonus time. All right. What happened last night? The Lakers blew a 20-point lead at Denver, and they are now down 2-0. Jamal Murray hits a game-winning huge jumper to cap the comeback as Denver again shows what they can do when they really get engaged and locked in. In the first half of both games, Dave, Denver has looked bored. They looked like, we're here. They go down big, and then they just go, okay, it's time to win, and they throw it into a gear that nobody can come near. Is anybody beating Denver in the West? They're plus 110 to win the West right now.
I don't think so. Not right now. I don't. It's one step at a time. But I don't think the Lakers are beating them 4 out of the next 5 games. They got to beat them 4 out of the next 5 games. I don't think there's going to be 5 games. So that was they had their shot last night to win a game on the road. If nothing else, how are they going to win a game up there? They may win the next game.
They may win
the next game.
Yeah, nobody is winning in Denver in the West. Like the Lakers aren't. If you can't win that game, you can't beat Denver in Denver. Like that was the game you had to have.
What a fun moment. That was awesome.
What a shot. Murray was ice cold all game. Comes up with the game winner.
I was at the softball field. They're trying to rope me back in. So I went and watched the 10U game.
Really?
I went, Kelsey's coaching. So, she said, come up and watch the game. So I went up, watched the game, and checking the score. And I'm like, wow, Denver's down 10 at the time, right when I checked it. So I took 6.5 in game. Denver plus 6.5. I didn't even watch 1 second of it after I left to go up to the field, and came home and saw the end. Just an awesome moment. You don't even have to like the NBA. That was a good sports moment. That's the first time they had a buzzer beater in franchise history.
In the playoffs.
Big.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Murray is special. He's a special player.
Nicky Caramello just came in the chat and said, is he crazy to think that Minnesota can give Denver a series? Hell no, you're not. I don't think so. I think Minnesota could give them a series. If the Suns get right, the Suns are going to play it out pretty strong against the Nuggets. The next series is going to be as tough. This is no cakewalk to the finals. This is not – the West is a gauntlet. The Lakers are the 7th seed. They took them to the end, both games.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I still think no one's better than Denver, though. When Denver wants to go, when it's winning time, I just don't see anybody beating them. Like I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But Denver is the best team in basketball. I think Denver is going to be the best team in basketball at the end. I think they're going back to back.
It's the year of the chalk, right? Like the chalk has been getting there. Just in every sport. And
11-0 home teams in the NBA playoffs. 11-0 straight up. That's amazing.
Tough to play on the road. It always has been, but the Lakers covered.
Yes. That's not ATS. It's just straight up, right?
The Sixers covered.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story we'll get to here in a second.
Right now. Knicks are up 2-0 on the Sixers after winning last night. Sixers are set to file a grievance, Dave, as to what happened at the end of the game in which Tyrese Maxey, Philadelphia, plans to file a complaint with the NBA over officiating. That means absolutely nothing. It won't mean anything. It's all ceremonial, but it's basically just to show that they are fed up and furious about that call. Did you have a problem with the non-call on the turnover?
What goes into filing a grievance?
Nothing. It's whining.
Like, what does that mean?
It means I'm crying because the referees didn't blow the whistle when my guy got trapped when we were down, when we were up by 2 and missed 3. Rebound comes to Maxey. Ball got stripped. They claimed he got fouled.
I mean, he got tackled.
But that's basketball. It happens in the NCAA tournament.
His
happens in the
shirt
NBA.
was getting pulled.
That's basketball. I mean,
it's not basketball. That was a foul. I mean, it just
not at that moment.
It's not. It is.
I know, but not at that moment. It's not. It's not. I don't like it in the NBA NCAA tournament. I wouldn't have liked it in the NBA. Let it play out. Now they're also arguing that Nick Nurse tried to call a timeout.
He 100% did.
But they weren't looking at him. So I mean, you can do it all you want. You got to get the referee's attention and call a timeout. They're looking at the ball. So I mean, it's just a whole lot of whining coming out of Philadelphia, and now you have a guarantee. Joel Embiid says Sixers are the better team. Guaranteed they would go out and win the series.
I love these things in the playoffs when they do this. I love the guarantees. Is when they come true, it's even better. You become a folklore. I mean, a story forever. A hero in that city. I hope they win game 3. Forget about winning the series right now. You have to win game 3, JoJo. Let's get that done. The Knicks scored 8 straight points in 27 seconds to win that game last night. I don't know. Get a rebound. They missed a shot, got a rebound. Missed a shot, got a rebound. Got a third shot for DiVincenzo, and he made it. And, the Knicks fans came out. I mean, Moose was right under the basket. Friend of the show, Mark Malusis, was right under the basket. He started recording on his phone, and he has the whole sequence. And it looked like a mugging. It was a mugging. I mean, he was right. He was 5 feet away from it. The ball went out to DiVincenzo and it went in. And this roar, I tweeted back at him. I said, Moose, great video skills. Like, that was really good.
Using TV, so
yeah, he was holding the phone perfect. He got the sound. He got the shot. I just don't know what the grievance means.
Would you bet Philly to come back? They got to win 4 out of 5, plus 370.
Why? You want that aggravation? Are they going to win game 3? If you think they're going to win game 3, this is a good bet.
I don't think it's a sweep, but I think, look, they can win game 3, but I think it's over in 5 or 6. Philly's never come back down 0-2. Not to say they can't, but it feels like it's over. It feels like Philly. It feels like there's a lot of frustration in that locker room. It feels like there's a lot of anger in that locker room, whether it be just overall as the year went to the officials. There's a lot of frustration going around in Philadelphia because it's ended like this too often in the postseason.
Well, they had a lead in the first half too.
Yeah.
And they gave it up.
Then
they answered the bell late. They were up. Like I said, they were up. They lost by 3, so they were up 5 at the end of the game. Maxey hit a shot, and, not that they thought it was over, but they didn't finish the game. Did the Knicks win the title? Their fans are acting like it. Thought maybe I missed something. Listen, they're excited, Chef B. They're back.
They're beyond excited.
Nah,
they're beyond excited.
I get it. They're excited. Listen, they're up 2 games to none.
Dave, no one came back 0-3. Not just the Red Sox. No one had come back 0-3 in baseball history.
Baseball, yeah. It's happened in hockey multiple times.
Multiple times. Happens all the time in hockey. Embiid's not healthy, Chris. Of course not. He's not healthy. His knee's banged up. He's hobbling, but he's fighting through it. I mean, that post-game press conference he held, or the session he held in his locker last night was depressing. He wouldn't even look up. He was just like this, talking to the media.
Well, what's better, when you do that or when you go to the podium, get asked a question and they say, well, what happened? And some of the questions, don't get me wrong, they're ridiculous.
True.
But if you come to the podium and you go, Jamal Murray made a shot, and you mic drop and walk off. That's all.
He's gonna regret that.
It's a very hard spot to be in.
It's a bad look.
The whole thing is a bad look, but again, I don't know why you need to ask them those questions. Like I don't know I never knew what the purpose of some of those questions
that moment
were when I was doing
the purpose is that moment. You gave him what he wanted. They're looking for a viral moment. So they're going to prod you with a question that's going to cause you to have a reaction with Anthony Davis did. I mean, Embiid just didn't want to do it. Embiid was just beaten down. He was so frustrated. I felt for Embiid. Like I think Embiid was way better than Anthony Davis. Look, looking down and not wanting to answer, look at the camera, I'm fine with that. You're answering the question. You're doing your job. Your job is to stand there and answer the questions. And he did that. I don't care what you're looking at. I don't care who you're looking at. You're answering the questions. You're doing your job as a professional after the game is over. Now, I wouldn't have said the guarantee. I wouldn't have said we're the better team. Now, I get it. You want to believe that, but that's just catnip to New York media members who are going to come at you after game 3 or 4 if you lose and are down 3-1 or 3-0. You're going to have to justify that comment over and over again. That's not fun.
Today's Tuesday. They don't even play tomorrow. They play Thursday.
Right. Which is good for
them to sit on this.
That's good for Philly, though.
It's great.
I mean, get them right.
Right. It's fine. And just rest. What are you doing today, Joel? Nothing. I'm laying down and putting my feet up. I'm not doing a thing. I need to rest. Sarah Mello just had a great idea for a poll.
Yep.
This will be the first poll we'll have people vote on. Worst loss, Sixers or Lakers? It's a good question. Worst game 2 loss, because they were both bad. But I don't know. I got to think about that for a second before I vote. You think Lakers?
It was longer. Philly was sudden. Philly was a 45-second collapse. The Lakers was a slow, drawn out. It just went from like 20 to 15 to 10 to 9 to 5. You just go, oh my gosh, they can't stop the avalanche. It just is a slow moving avalanche. Lakers couldn't stop once the Nuggets threw the switch. They couldn't stop it. I mean, our guy Michael Duarte was at the game covering it for NBC Sports Los Angeles. And he was like, the Lakers better wake up here. This 20-point lead is down to 9. And this building is rocking after KCP's dunk. Like the momentum was just starting to really just slowly slide to Denver, and the Lakers couldn't stop it.
See, I voted Sixers because it was quick. It was, the slow burn could be perceived as being worse, but I like it slow sometimes. The fast ones, that the surprise that was quick was too fast. So I think the Sixers can bounce back. They're 4.5-point favorites in game 3. I guess odds makers think that they can win. What is the line for the Lakers in game
comeback?
3?
In game 3, it's
Denver got to be a small favorite, right? Yeah. Denver 1.5 or 2. So still got it. That's good. I'd have made it 2. Let them bet the Lakers and tell me if I need to go to the Lakers favorite, because who's betting the Lakers in game 3? I don't know too many people that are going to run to the window to bet the Lakers in game 3.
On the road, Denver favored.
I mean, if the Lakers are going to win a game, it's game 3. So,
I mean, that's the bet everyone makes, right? The bet is the team down 0-2, going back home, home dogs. They win game 3 outright. It's
the zigzag theory. Now it's called the modified zigzag theory.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they're going to bet it. That's easy. I mean, you just make it.
Lakers have lost 10 games in a row in the postseason playoffs, right?
So, they haven't beaten the Nuggets 10.
Okay, the Nuggets, yes.
Yeah.
They're just not as good. It's just bottom line. And both Anthony Davis and LeBron James have both talked about that like, they don't do the little things. They don't do the things you have to do to win championships.
All that being said, if LeBron hits that 3, they win a game.
Probably so.
All rimmed out. I mean, they were right there.
Mm.
They were right there.
And then Murray hit his, and then off we go. Is anyone watching Cleveland, Orlando?
Have you watched any of it?
It's awful basketball.
Have you watched a second of it?
I watched it.
I watched the highlights. I have not watched.
So I watched the 4 box last night. So it was on one of the boxes. So
I was watching hockey.
So I had 4 games going. I was watching hockey. It was 2 basketball, 2 hockey going simultaneously. So it's probably the best thing about YouTube TV is the 4 box. When there's 4 sports going on, they're all 4 playoff games simultaneously going on. It's incredible. It's tremendous. It was just awesome. Playoff. It was great. But so I was watching that and I was just like, it was, I didn't put the sound on it. I was just kind of monitoring it, watching it, going like, this is really bad basketball. Like, it's really boring. This is boring basketball. It's bad basketball. Orlando shouldn't be in the playoffs. Or I thought I overrated them tremendously. I thought they were going to be way better than they have been. They look lost right now. Cleveland's not that good. They're making Cleveland look like the Celtics.
Whoa. Cleveland's not that good.
No.
Whoa.
They're good. They're just not that. They're not this good. They're not, double-digit lead in the first half every game good. No.
Orlando's 1.5 point favorite in game 3.
Yeah. Again, here comes the team down 0-2 at home, goes back home cooking, young team, gets the home crowd behind them, and they win. I could see it. Sure. They're not winning in Cleveland. So.
The boys in town just moved the Laker game.
2.
Lakers -1.
There we go. They're all going to bet it.
There you go, boys.
It's going to happen. It's going to be a big move.
Yeah, they flipped the favorite. So that's one bet. But, that's the bet. So
everyone will bet. Game 3, Orlando will be the bet. Lakers are the bet. Philly's the bet. So let's try a 3-team parlay on that if you want.
So tomorrow, Boston is at home against Miami. The line's 15. OKC's at home against New Orleans. The line's 8. Then it gets to Thursday, and we'll review it again tomorrow. But I want to see which home team, if you could only pick one, wins on Thursday. Is it Orlando, which we just discussed? Is it Philadelphia, which we discussed prior to Orlando? And is it the Lakers, which we discussed prior to both of them? That is an interesting question because the home teams have undefeated so far. And the series don't start until the road team wins a game. So I just got a text from Joey Sass. Joey Sass is watching the show now. Joey Sass is a friend of the program as well as a local guy in town I've worked with directly. He said to tell Peralt that Cleveland is good. Joey Sass says so.
Okay, that's fine. You can say Cleveland's good. I don't believe it. They're not beating Boston. So, I mean, what do you want?
Not?
No. Okay. I'm good. I'm told you, I'm not afraid of anybody in the East. Not afraid of Philly. Not afraid of New York. Not afraid of Cleveland. Just not afraid of any of them. I'm afraid of the West. I'm afraid of Denver. Desperately afraid.
Boston's going to have a drawn-out series against Cleveland. That's not a 5-gamer.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, that's
okay.
A 6. Yeah.
That's not drawn out in 6 games. I mean, they'll lose 2 games.
6 or 7 is a drawn-out series. That's 3 trips. Back. If you go, if you start in Boston, you got to go to Cleveland, you got to go to Boston, and you got to go back to Cleveland for game 6. That's a drawn-out series. 3 plane rides.
There's 3 plane rides, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm way more inclined. Maybe 5. I don't know. Boston's going to shut down Donovan Mitchell. They're going to get on the 3-point shooters, and there's no answer for Porzingis.
That's the X factor.
No one has an answer for Porzingis. Nobody. You have a big problem with Porzingis.
Right. Yeah. Was that
Like-
the cat? I saw you look to the right. Was that the cat?
No, it was a call from LA that I had to look down and send a voicemail.
Oh,
The cat's gone. The cat's not here.
is that Howard Stern calling directly?
I would love that. How fun would that be? Hi, Howard.
Put
How
him
are
on
you?
the show.
Oh my God. That would be, I don't think I could actually survive that interview. I think I might
Why?
fall because I would fall on the floor. I don't get starstruck by many people. I would get starstruck by him. Like there are certain people in the business that are just like, I could interview Michael Jordan. I don't care. Stern would be like, for me, like that would be very, very much on like the holy crap moment.
We could have Howard on. That'd be great. Be
My
nothing to
goodness.
get starstruck about. Ask him how he came up with the name Pig Vomit.
You already got me in trouble once, so give me trouble again today.
I didn't get you in trouble with anything. What did I do?
Because you brought that up.
I don't know. I didn't know you had a history with that.
Don't have a history with, well, I mean, showed me a lot when Howard did that. I was like, wow. Okay. You know, I had a kid yesterday, totally off topic. I had a kid yesterday. So there's a certain property here in town that's run by a certain company. And a kid said he went there on a field trip and he talked to this guy about how to get a job. And the guy told him that, you know, remember, you always have to wear a suit. Remember, you always have to look presentable on air, off air, when you talk to people, when you have meetings, and I stopped the kid and I was just like, so is this guy management or is this guy a talent? He's like, oh, he's management. He's not talent. I go, that's all you need to know about this. Because the idea that you have to wear a suit to be taken seriously in the broadcasting audio business might be the dumbest thing I've heard in my life.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but if you're a talent, what you look like, it matters a little bit. It matters because TV people want it to matter. But in all honesty, it's what you say. It's how you say it. It's what your personality is. Are you fun? Are you entertaining? Are you interesting? It's always way more important to me. Talent versus suit. It's a very different conversation. Always ask yourself, what's the angle? You ever been on mic? You ever held an audience? You ever built a show? You ever done it? You haven't done it. Be careful whose advice you're taking. I'm just telling you, just be careful with whose advice, because if you don't want to wear a suit, don't wear a suit. The audience doesn't care. The audience wants you to be you. That's the most important thing. Authenticity is what matters. Not whether or not you've got a certain Windsor knot in your tie or not.
Windsor knots are nice, though.
I was floored by that comment. I was like, who the hell said that to you? He told me. I was like, man alive. That is, nope. Nope. I was furious about that.
I mean, I don't know. I wore the suits for a long time. Like, you know, you wear the suits because they tell you got to wear the suits. But the suits, everybody has their own agenda. You find out a lot of times as you go through this path, whose agenda is whose and whose agenda has your best interest in mind. It's a small list.
I said, I asked the kid, I go, what's Pat McAfee wear on air? He's like, I said, a tank top. He wears a tank top.
Pisses everybody off every day.
Because he wears a tank top. Does anybody in the audience actually care what Pat wears?
Yes.
No, the audience doesn't care.
Oh, they do.
The suits care. The audience doesn't care. If you care, you shouldn't be watching Pat, because you don't get the show.
Well, like you said, half the audience watches it because they don't like that he wears a tank top, and the other half watches it because he does wear a tank top.
Okay, fair. But if Pat wore a suit, it looks weird. When Pat's on game day, I'm like, looks strange.
They love that, though.
I know.
They love it.
Don't
they win. When he wears a suit, they win. See, you're on our show. There you go.
He modifies it at least to make it look at least a little bit his own feel.
The best thing anyone ever told me was going into this was just be yourself. You're
True.
enough. Just be yourself. Wear what you want as long as it's not Astros gear. This is the second Astros hat of the day that I'm wearing. I saw the rundown. I said I better wear the Astros stuff. We'll get to the baseball in a second.
Will.
How come the next subject didn't lead the show? This is
Because it's hockey.
what happened last night.
Because it's hockey.
Because it's hockey or because the Bruins lost?
No, because it's hockey. But I'm furious about this. Allmark starting. I'm telling you, I think Jim Montgomery wants to get fired. I'm serious. I mean, I think he wants to get fired.
It worked all year. Now you're going to change it.
Yes. This is stupid. Wait, aren't we all under the agreement that playoff hockey and regular season hockey are completely different things? So if that's the case,
for years.
So what are you doing? We're going to do the same exact thing that we do every time. So when you go there, like, dude, polish the bald head harder. Okay. Stop it. Like, stop.
Do more of the voice. Do more of the voice. People love the voice.
Montgomery is driving me nuts. I don't understand this. He's 4-0, Jim. Jeremy Swayman is 4-0. He hasn't lost this year up against Toronto.
No, he has not. No.
Are we playing like Pee-wee? Are we playing mites? Like, what are we doing? He has to play. Allmark got to play. Why? Why does Allmark have to play? Somebody explain to me why you have to play Allmark in net. And the pregame was unbelievable. He's got 2 vowels in his name. He's got 2 names. He's a guy. He will start. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't tell my wife who's starting. Why would I tell you? Like, Jim, you blew the best regular season of the entire history of the NHL. You won more games in the regular season. You won more points than anybody ever last year, and you choked in the first round. You have a 1-0 lead at home. Swayman was unbelievable in game 1. And I'm not saying it was Allmark's fault that he lost last night. I'm not saying that at all. Allmark was great. He was tremendous, okay? I'm not denying that Allmark was good. I don't understand the point of playing him simply because you have to.
If they would have won, would you have been so
Yes. Equally angry? Yes.
With your chest and with the nasally voice? If they won,
I wouldn't have made fun of him. I wouldn't have made fun of it, but I would have been just as furious about it. I was irate. When I saw that, I was driving home from school. I was like, what are you doing? Why? Why are you playing him? Because here's the problem, Dave. If they win game 3 with Swayman in net, what do you do in game 4?
Well, I mean, I think you sit both of them down and say Swayman's playing.
And why wouldn't he have played game 2 then when you had home ice? That's your problem. You have to play Allmark in game 4. And then if Allmark loses and it's 2-2 going back, you got people with pitchforks and torches waiting for you at the airport.
Man, they ain't coaching the team. They're on the outside looking in.
In Boston, they might as well be coaching the team.
Well, that's
they're mad.
All of you.
Fine. That's mad.
Everybody wants to coach the team, but nobody wants to go to practice or put the skates on.
That's fine, but you have a pretty easy decision on your hands when it's a 4-0 record and a sub-2 goals against average. And you're like, hey, who are we going to play in game 2 up 1-0? Oh, the backup. Why? Because I have to. According to who? It's what I do. Okay, guess what? You're fired. I mean, you can stand on a table.
In the league last year, and they lost to the Stanley Cup runner-up.
No one cares in Boston about the regular season.
This year.
No one cares.
And they got to. I mean, it's 1-1. You're acting like they're down 3-1. Relax.
It's 1-1. You give up home ice. It's a brutal.
It wasn't Allmark's fault. You just said that.
Correct, but but who knows? Swayman may have been a 2-1 win. Might have been a 3-2 win. Who knows? I don't like it at all. It was not, Addison, no, it was not Allmark's fault. I give it to you. I am 100%. I'm just furious about giving up a 2-0 lead. You should have had a 2-0 lead going to Toronto, sweep them out, get healthy, and good to go. Like, don't play around with Toronto. You don't want to keep them in a series. You're the better team. On every level, you're the better team. But don't play around with it. You can get burned. You don't want to play with this with anyone. I mean, I want these series over fast. Now it's going to go 6, probably 7. You had a chance to get out in 5. Don't like it at all. I don't think they're going there and winning both games in Toronto. That would be really surprising.
They better win a game in Toronto.
Yeah. Or we're right where you said 3-1. And then it's 1-1-1.
Cam came on Sports Grid last night.
I'm not scared of Toronto.
18 heart attacks. He was watching the end of the game up 3-2. Really? I mean, everything bad that could have happened to the Maple Leafs did. They had a goal disallowed.
Yep. Gave up a goal in the first 5 minutes. It was 1-0.
They were down. They ended up when the goal was disallowed, and then they scored again quickly. Played it 2-2, was tight. They went ahead 3-2, and then took a dumb penalty at the end of the game. I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm on Sports Grid. I go, this is the game that Toronto has played in the past that they lose. Boston ties it, wins it in overtime. Everybody celebrates. They play that song that they play after the Bruins games. It's nuts. Everybody parties. Instead, the Leafs hold on. And actually, hold on, but kind of control the end of the game. I don't know, man. The door's open. The door is open.
This is my point. You're playing with your food. I agree. You're playing around. You're acting like this is just a stroll in the park.
Is a good hockey team. The line on this was 125 before the series. Toronto's a good hockey team. History be damned. All of that said, they're a good hockey team. You let them hang around. They got veterans too. Matthews scored. They got all that juice. Tavares scores. Look out. That place is going to be bonkers tomorrow. The Bruins better score first. They quiet the crowd, and they put that seed of doubt. The worst thing for the Bruins is if the Maple Leafs have belief.
I agree. That's my point.
So
you could have got up 2-0.
Mark gave them belief?
Winning the game gave them belief, and in playing Allmark sends a bad message to the team. I don't like it. If I'm on the Bruins, I'm like, wait a minute. I got a guy who's 4-0, and we're not going to ride him. He hasn't lost yet. Let's keep going. What are we doing?
I mean, this is not. I don't even think this is a question. That if Swayman wins Game 3, Swayman's going to play Game 4. I will be very surprised.
And then you just made yourself out to be a moron because you said, yeah, you did. Because we have to do this. This is the regular season. This is how we do it. Go Game 1, Game 2. Game 1, Game 2. We go back and forth. We have two goaltenders. We're playing them both. So if you play Swayman in Game 3 and play him in Game 4, what the hell do you play him in Game 2 for? This is what gets you fired. This is the point. These are the decisions as a coach.
I always want to fire people.
Because it's Boston.
Fire anybody.
We fire coaches when you do dumb things in the playoffs. When you can't handle the moment and you don't have the gumption to go ahead and call your own idiocy and go, you know what? That was a regular season. Sorry, guys. I'm playing the hot hand. We got to play to win. This is not Pee-wee. Allmark does not have to play. Who was in net last year against Florida? Okay? You can say he wasn't healthy. You can say he wasn't right. Allmark was in net. Allmark was there. Swayman, he rode him all the way till the plane was coming down, and then he played Swayman because he had to. So, this idea that, you got to play Allmark. Why? Why do I have to play him when you have an option who hasn't lost to your opponent?
So if he plays Swayman and they lose, what do you do then?
You're going to play Allmark because you got to do your swap 3-4.
So then you can switch it.
No, it's just can it go by the same.
Swayman plays Game 2 and Boston loses, then you start Allmark in Game 3.
You mean Game
now
4?
You look like,
You mean Game 4?
No. If you played Swayman last night,
yes,
and Toronto wins, what do you do in Game 3?
I would play Swayman again.
Oh, so he won, then he lost.
I played him. He's 4-1. He's 4-0. Yeah, he's 4-1. I'm okay with that. I'll take 4-1 all day long.
Okay.
He loses again, and it's 2-1. Then I'll play Allmark.
Right.
But I'm not playing Allmark. I'm not playing Swayman until he loses 2 games in the series. It's Swayman series until Allmark, until it's 2-2, 2-1. So I got to be down.
He did that last year and they lost. He went with one guy and it lost.
Yeah, he went Allmark for dumb reasoning. Swayman, I wanted Swayman in that series too.
Allmark was the better goalie last year.
He was hurt. You saw it. He had a groin injury. Got hurt late in the year. Allmark wasn't healthy in those playoffs.
He went with the guy last year
who wasn't healthy.
Series,
who wasn't healthy,
and he lost. So he said, this year, I'm going to keep what worked in a regular season. I'm going to start Allmark. It wasn't his fault that he lost. I think you're losing sight of that. Allmark played really well.
He did. He played well. Team still lost. I'm furious about it. Absolutely furious about it. It's going to be an absolute war. Game 3 is going to be must-see TV.
Can't wait.
Unreal hockey game.
Certainly won't be talking about the draft while that game's going on.
Oh, true. So Vegas goes into Dallas and takes down Dallas.
Yes, they did.
They were up 3-2 after the first period. 5
penalty
goals.
20 seconds into the game. They get a power play 20 seconds into the game and score. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be that type of game. Dallas answers, ties it. I started watching the end of the other game because the other game was just can't believe what happened.
Right.
We'll
get to it.
There's one star. That's right. How about those Golden Knights? He forgot about the Lakers.
I mean,
one star's on the Golden Knights and the Lakers.
Lakers.
So one star's teams went 1-1.
He likes the color.
I love George.
Mark Stone got booed by Dallas fans. This is not like a running theme in the NHL where Vegas is a salary cap cheating, manipulating team.
Every show that I go on, they ask me about that.
Right. It's really interesting. It's
The
a really
rest
big
of
narrative.
the league, fans, content people are pissed off. Legit mad.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just takes the spring off, comes back fresh, looks great, scores a goal right away. Venom at the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah. A lot of people liked him to come back. He looked pretty good doing it.
Right.
I don't know.
Linus, Mark Stone point was easy. It was.
How big of a win was it in your mind for the series? Did it matter that they won game 1?
Oh, settle in. This one's going for a bit. This is going to get. I can't believe when you watch a series like how much like first goal dictates everything. Like early goal and then an answer. It was imperative that the Stars got a lead, and they couldn't. Like, they're different if they can get the lead. They can come back, but it's a different game. This is going to be how big of a win? I mean, it's better to start a series 1-0 than 0-1 when you're on the road. But you'll hear people say between now and the next game, well, they got what they came for. They got the split. This is an automatic play on Dallas. Hold up.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I would agree. Hold up on that. Excuse me. Carolina down 3-0.
What in the hell was that?
Historic comeback for the Hurricanes. 5 unanswered to go up 2-0 in this series.
I don't even know what to say. Like, if I'm
Right.
an Islander fan,
You're
like
crushed.
Kurtz was on with us, and he's a diehard. I mean, he just at the game, and like they were winning. And Ranieri goes, well, you know they're going to give up the lead. And it was funny because I asked Kurtz if that was him at the Yankee game behind Aaron Boone.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, was that you, Kurtz? It looked like you with a hat on. And he started laughing. But when Ranieri said that to him, he goes, I'm going to throw you out of this show. Because Kurtz, literally, we've been talking about this on here. The Islanders' problem is holding leads. They aren't able to do it. You are who you are, even in the end, in the playoffs. And to lose a game like that in the playoffs,
hurts on so many levels. Hurts in the locker room after the game. You go, man, how do I come back for a game 3 knowing it should have been 1-1 and we're down 0-2?
I've been around those guys. I mean, you go to practice, like they don't remember yesterday. It's gone. Like they're professionals. It's gone. Fans remember it. We'll talk about it. They're down 2-0. I mean, they could have lost 5-0. Is that better? Is it worse?
It's easier. It's easier to swallow. It's easier to deal with it.
Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa. What did you just say? It's
easier to swallow. Yeah, it's easier to swallow. It's easier to
I
take
say
it.
Things on the show.
It's easier to take it. It's easier to handle it. It's easier to
All
deal
right.
with the loss.
You've already said enough. That's
know.
Yeah.
It's just more. It's just less pain.
It's pain. Period. Losing sucks.
Yeah, but losing like that, I'm serious. This is like the whole argument about like, would you rather have your bet be dead in the first quarter or in the last minute? Take me out in the first quarter. It's easier. I'm up 3-0. I had blown a 3-0 lead the entire season, and I give up 5 straight. Yeah, no way. That's awful. That leaves a mark.
All that being said, you see the line for the next game?
Islanders favored, I'm assuming, or a small dog.
Well, what would you make it after that? Do they have a shot?
Yeah, they're at home in a game 3. Sure. It's a zigzag theory, as you say. This is everyone's bet. Down 0-2, game 3 at home. They're going to be small dogs or small favorites.
Minus 160 for Carolina.
Damn, disagree with that line. Okay. Sure. Okay. That's too high. I take that. That number will not close there.
Got to get a bet. You got to find out who wants that Islanders.
Yeah.
After that, you're just saying how bad of a loss that is. How do you recover?
That's an insane stat.
AOWN. Islanders were 81-0 when having a 3-goal lead in the playoffs. My God. Oh,
that leaves a mark. Okay. That leaves a mark. That is not
right here.
Yeah. That is
or like right here. Wow.
That's like The Rock with that leather belt that he was swinging at WrestleMania. Leaves a mark. That leaves a mark when it hits
Ouch.
you. It does not feel good to go and blow.
Thank you, AOWN, for that.
To blow that type of 81-1. There you go. They're 81-1.
Thanks, Nick Tom. Good with the math.
They're 81-1.
81-1.
Absolutely right. That's what they are. 81-1.
Right.
I couldn't watch this game. Edmonton, this was not a fun hockey game. It was so much scoring, but I feel like the Kings just don't want to be there. It was a weird game. I tried to watch it. I was like, this is not a fun game to watch.
They're overmatched.
Yeah.
Like they're overmatched. It's just you're playing with. Listen, there's times like we would go somewhere with the kids and I'd be watching the warm-ups and I'm like, I wouldn't say it out loud, but like, man, we're going to have to play our perfect game for this because this one's going to get away quick. And it happens. Like, you just know. And I'm not saying the Kings aren't going to compete, but man, Edmonton is fast. They're faster. They got more scoring. They got deeper. I mean, more depth. It's not good for. It's not. What do
you make of the Western Conference offense, like Colorado and Winnipeg, Edmonton and the Kings? What was the other Western Conference game? Oh, Dallas and Vegas. 4-3, 7-4, and then like the East, which has been 3-2.
Yeah.
Florida and Tampa, 3-2, Toronto and Boston. You just feel like the West is wide open. Like we're playing pond hockey in the West.
Oh, I mean, this goes back to my youth. I used to watch the Patrick division and the Adams division games and then dream about watching, the Oilers with Gretzky and Curry and all this wide open ice and the Jets with Howard, Chuck. And I mean, even Jess got misty-eyed watching the hockey and goes, I loved Winnipeg. Teemu Selanne and Steve Tkachuk were my favorite players and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that was fun. Those teams were fun. Calgary was fun. It was different. And when it was two different styles of play, does that mean that one's going to be better than the other come the Stanley Cup? Depends on the matchup. Yeah. I want to shout out, say hello in Long Beach. Gio DeWap has us on the bar screens.
What's up?
There. So, Gio, shout out to you.
Thank you, sir.
Rob and Alex, everybody at the bar watching.
What's up, guys?
Show. Thank you, sir.
That's cool.
He's out there recruiting, getting us on the screens.
Appreciate it. That's phenomenal.
Another incident today. My favorite thing about today, you got mentioned on Stern. I got mentioned somewhere else. The show got mentioned. It was hilarious, but we'll save that story for the end.
Okay, sounds good. Tonight, Phoenix at Minnesota. Numbers down to 2.5, right? Money on the Suns?
Yeah, we're zigging. Is that the zig or the zag? Which one is it? When you bet the team that lost the first game, are you zigging or you're zagging?
I don't know. I think
I don't know either.
You're zeroing in my mind because I don't think Phoenix wins the game.
No,
it's
3. Minnesota. Excuse me, -3.
Okay, that's what I laid last night.
You still got to prove to me that you can win a game on the road if you're the Suns.
I don't think they can. I think that building, that team, it's youth versus age. Like you watch game 1 and I'm like, you can make defensive adjustments. You can make offensive scheme changes. You can't get younger between game 1 and game 2. I mean, Ant can jump out of the building. I mean, he's coming into his own, man. He's unbelievable. Like they have no answer for that. They have nobody they can put up against that. Like his athleticism is just bonkers and they want it. They're so hungry. Like the fact that A-Rod's bid to buy the team failed, I feel like it's galvanized the entire organization that like, we're going to go and do this. We're going to go and win. And we're going to make Taylor spend money. We're going to make them invest in the company, in the team and in the growth of this franchise because we're going to be good for a long time.
Right.
This is not a fluke. Look what we've done. We're the 3 seed, but we're right there behind OKC and Denver. Like we're as good as those teams in their mind. They're as good as those 2 teams. So now just go through the Suns. I don't like the Suns tonight.
Rob is the manager. Alex is the bartender at this joint.
Hi.
I just, again, wanted to shout them out. They're all geeked up that we mentioned them on the show, and this is great. I mean, if you have a high-speed internet connection, we'll come out. We'll do the show there. Just get, Geo, get it arranged. We'll come out. We'd love to. Phoenix. So Sonic just came in the chat and said it. As an Arizona local, he said Phoenix teams tend to choke. Is that an accurate assessment going into this game? Give the people something to vote on here. We'll have another poll because overwhelmingly we got the Lakers loss was worse. 69% to 31% was the initial votes.
Wish I could put that on the screen.
Minnesota -3. Phoenix +3. Who are you betting? This is going to be an overwhelming, I think, favorite on Minnesota. Despite the fact that the zigzag theory says that you're supposed to bet. Nick Tom said when you bet that team down 0-1, it's the zag.
Okay.
So we'll clarify that on the show. Thank you, Nick Tom. But yeah, so if you're looking at this and you can make one bet on the side, which are you betting?
Suns.
Who's betting Phoenix? Seriously.
Well, look, last night, right? Sixers lost. Lakers
covered.
Lost.
Covered though.
Well, fine, but I mean, it was one possession.
Sixers was the right side of that game.
Okay, but it's one possession. I mean, I'm talking about this is the playoffs. I don't care about ATS at the moment. This is about winning and losing.
Okay.
So it's a one possession game. Can they win by 2 and not cover? Yeah, highly unlikely. T-Wolves win, they cover.
Yeah, you would think so.
Suns are public dog. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, everybody that's listened to the content space says Suns is the play.
Oh, nope.
I don't know.
I'm on Minnesota. Okay, I bet the team. I mean, I could be dead wrong. Obviously, you've been wrong a lot, but I think Minnesota wins. I would prefer. I like the younger, better team.
Who has the best player?
T-Wolves.
Oh, okay. Some might dispute that and say it's Durant.
Kevin Durant is a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal player. Booker is a phenomenal player. But
Edwards is better than him.
To me, yeah. I mean, Anthony Edwards, I think, is the best player on the floor. He's just bonkers. He's so fun to watch.
Right.
Booker's a better scorer. Doesn't play defense. KD might be an overall better offensive player. Doesn't play defense. That's their problem. Offense is not the problem for the Suns. They can't play defense. Not going to stop Minnesota.
So correlate the total. Phoenix wins, a game goes over. T-Wolves win, a game goes under.
Well, they won by 25 points. It was a 25-point win, and the game went under, I believe, right? In game 1?
Feels like every game went under so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was because they won by 20.
I think almost every game has gone under the total.
Yeah, they won by 25. This is great. Thank you, Jimmy. That's awesome. 100%. Do that, please. 85% chance my bet hits. It's great.
What do you mean?
I told you. When people come out and say I'm fading you straight up, and they tell me my bets hit about 85% of the time when that happens.
Oh, yeah,
it works. It works.
There's only a couple games to pick from. You're going to be on opposite sides of people all the time.
Yeah, I'm kidding though. But I mean, I just mean like in general, like about all this, just the picks I make on the podcast. That's what happens.
Oh, this was a play on the podcast.
Yeah,
the T-Wolves.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I like Minnesota tonight.
There you go.
Do that. Interesting, Joel. I don't know. Would Ant be second player chosen in an expansion draft? Wemby would be 1. Ant will be 2. Huh? Maybe. I mean, I don't know, Luka. Like, I don't know. That's interesting. Who would you take second if you're doing an expansion draft?
I'm not talking about drafts.
That's
I
fine.
don't want to talk about drafts.
You know,
Please don't make me
9-2 under. Wow, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
How about 11-0 straight up home teams, 9-2 to the under. Woo.
Look at that picture of Daniel. That's great. Is that?
I think that's him at UMass Boston, right? UMass Lowell, UMass Amherst. I think he's a UMass kid. I think he's a UMass kid. He's from Boston, though. I know Daniel's from my neck of the woods.
It's good. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, Vic, I agree with you. Katie does not look hungry at all. I mean, Katie, I don't think anyone on that team for the Phoenix Suns looks hungry. I think they know their window's closed. Like, hey, we're in the playoffs. Okay.
You think professional athletes think like that?
I do. When you have that much money and that much accomplishment, I do. Yes. Don't think that they're like, I don't look at the game. Okay, go back. Look, they may play much differently in game 2, but in game 1, every 50-50 ball went to the T-Wolves. Every hustle play went to the T-Wolves. All the momentum swings went to Minnesota. Phoenix got blasted by 25 points.
When them games get away from you, it's amazing to me how quick, like, it's a mail it in situation, even in the playoffs. Like, I understand a Tuesday in February.
He's a Northeastern guy. My apologies. Sorry.
There you go.
I apologize.
Right,
it was college my neck of the woods. I knew that, and it was somewhere up on me.
Yeah.
Good school. Real good school. Good comm school for Northeastern.
Okay.
Good hockey school for Northeastern.
Yes, it is.
The Suns have star power and no depth. Yes, I would agree with you. They have unbelievable name recognition, right? Great headliners. Awesome. They're not built very well. It's like the Warriors. It's like you look great on paper, but like in the game, you're like, what is this? Just not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan. And yeah, 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What's the better matchup for Denver? A second.
Oh, Suns. 100% Phoenix. 100%. Minnesota's a problem. They're going to be, the T-Wolves are a problem for anybody. They're on the way up. They're going to be, CBW, thank you for on Twitter tagging us on this. The T-Wolves ownership dispute will advance to a mediation session on May 1st in Minneapolis. That's being reported by ESPN. That is a big fight right now as to whether or not Taylor is going to be forced to give up the team, or can he renege on because he doesn't like what's going on with A-Rod, who might want to move the team, by the way. It's a whole undercurrent here that the A-Rod group might want to try to move the team out of Minnesota.
To where?
Seattle.
I thought they were going to get an expansion team.
They might, but beat them to it. Got a building sitting there just like here in Vegas.
Wow.
You could expand to Salt Lake. You could do Salt Lake City and Vegas for expansion. I'm sorry, not Salt Lake. What was I thinking of? Oh, not Salt Lake. Where was the other West Coast city?
Us. Vegas and Seattle.
Right, but if you went, I read this. Like if they moved the team to Seattle, they were to move the T-Wolves to Seattle. An expansion team would either go into Minneapolis or it would go in a different West Coast city. I can't remember which one it was.
Really? Another one?
I can't remember which one it was. It was different. It didn't have an NBA team. It made sense. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I thought it was in Utah, but it's not. I forget, but that could be. It's on the West Coast somewhere that they would give up. But Seattle and Vegas make the most sense for expansion. Absolutely. I don't want a team to move here. I don't want the A's to move here.
A whole other story.
Casey would make a lot of sense. I think Casey would make a lot of sense. I don't think it was San Diego, although that would be interesting. NBA team in San Diego would work. That would work.
Would it?
Yeah, that would work. That would work
had
really
a
well.
team.
What year though? How long ago was that?
I don't know. There were the San Diego Clippers before the LA Clippers.
Like the 70s, right?
Yeah, I got the hats.
So a long time ago.
I'll wear them tomorrow.
It's a long time ago. So, yeah, it's true. There are lots of Cali NBA teams.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's true. There are a lot, but basketball's big in California. So I like the T-Wolves. Indiana at Milwaukee, totally flipped. Now we have the Bucks who are favored here in game number 2 for this
Rightly
one.
so. No?
Yeah, after watching game 1. Rightly so. Rightly so.
If you watch game 1 and you don't think Milwaukee should be favored, you need the dark glasses. You need these ones to put on. I mean, I don't know what you needed to see where you go, Oh, that's just a bad game. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it was
Not that
playoff.
Indiana can't win tonight, but
They better win tonight.
if we're making a number, it's Milwaukee -2.
Yeah, you better win tonight. Indy.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually don't think they're going to be honest with you.
You don't think Milwaukee wins tonight?
No, I don't think Indiana wins tonight. I'm not betting. I'm not betting this game. I'm staying. I mean, I would lean towards the under in this game, but I'm not. Yeah,
We got a lot of people from Indiana to watch this show.
I know.
Well as, we got a couple from Wisconsin. Just type it in. No poll. Who wins this game? Pacers or Bucks? Just type it in the chat.
70% on the T-Wolves tonight. Oof.
70?
Yep.
That's about right. I mean, it's a little heavy, but yeah. Nick, Tom first in, Bucks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to bet it, but I would lean towards
Pacers love. Chef B, football guy 97, Whitrock, Pacers. There's Percy, Bucks, Konowinski, Bucks, Sonic, Pacers. Line's perfect, boys. We're getting it, Nuck if you buck. What does that mean?
Don't know.
Nuck if you buck. All right.
Pacers, and I bet the over. Possible, Nate. Not crazy. I don't know. I'll take Milwaukee tonight, but I'm not betting it. I'm not going anywhere near this game. This might be a nice in-game opportunity.
Yes.
Dallas, same question. Dallas is favored. They're favored 2.5 in game 1. Got smoked.
Yeah.
Favored again in game 2.
No Mo.
Clippers now
-1.5. Clippers -2.
Flipped big time.
Yeah.
Now I like Dallas.
From a 1 point up top to 1 point on the bottom or 1.5. Now you flipped your entire opinion.
It's just one of those things right now with line movement. Steam is not your friend at the moment.
Oh boy.
It just look what happened in game 1. Dallas closed as a 4.5 point favorite.
Well, because they bet against it. They thought that
Kawhi wasn't going to be there. And he wasn't. He wasn't there. He didn't play.
He ain't going to be there tonight either, is he?
Yep. Nope. I don't think so. So
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm watching this series. I'm just watching, observing, learning. What? Luka's not playing? What?
No, he is. He's playing. He's saying Luka. He's betting on Luka. I'll bet Dallas again. I'm with you, J-Dow. I would with you. I would bet Dallas again. I'm not, but I would bet Dallas again. Yep, Chef. I'm with both of you guys. Yeah.
Well, give the boys a poll here. We'll add a third poll. This is great. I mean, these lines are perfect. People talking about the NBA product not being what it was over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It got better yesterday. It's going to be good tonight. I think we get a couple good games. But who wins this game? Mavs or Clippers? This is going to be a pretty split vote.
This should be split because this is good. This is
going to be pretty close. I think
Dallas is a play regardless. Jimmy. All right. Interesting.
Really?
Oh, here, Nick Tom. Mavs, Bucks, T-Wolves, plus 540. Wow.
Mavs road, Bucks home, T-Wolves home.
Home, yeah. A road team's going to win at some point. That's true, but I think the road team might be Dallas. But 11-0 straight up for home teams is unbelievable. If we're on the air tomorrow, it's 14-0. If home teams are 14-0 in the playoffs, that's unbelievable. Now we start hunting to see which team loses at home. You start hunting the team that's going to lose.
It ain't happening tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, Boston and OKC, it ain't happening tomorrow. There's only 2 games tomorrow. So I don't think it's happening tomorrow.
We go to 16-0.
Sorry, Marcella, on the
16-0.
I know you want the Pelicans to win. They had their shot.
They did.
They should have won that game. They did not.
They did not.
SGA made that clutch shot. That gave them everything they needed to, quell all fears and doubts and go like, all right, we are the number 1 seed. Let's go win this game.
Right. It's interesting too, because I think, do you believe that Luka will win a championship in his career?
I hope so. I mean, but you need help. You can't be Howard Stern without the team. You can't be Pat McAfee without the team. You can't be Michael Jordan without getting help. It took Michael 7 years to get a championship. There was a lot of pieces that came and went. There were some that stayed. You can't win. Luka can't win this with just him and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is just, him and Kyrie a lot of times right now. So as great as Luka is, he's so young. I want to think that, yes, he'll win one, but man, everything got to break right. And you got to have that like second source of defense and scoring. You got to have that third source of defense and scoring. In basketball, you got to have a rim protector. You got to have so many things, and you got to have a coach that like knows when to call the timeouts. You got to have everything that just kind of go right. Like, I think he wins one. Do you? I hope he does.
I don't know. I'm not sure he'll be in Dallas. He might win one, but I'm not sure he wins it in Dallas.
We're getting rid of him in Dallas already.
Yeah, my little brother just texted me. Hey, did you know unders are 9-2 so far in the NBA playoffs? Thanks, Colin.
Thank you, brother P. Rolt. Which one is
Colin.
that?
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. Does he know what you do? Does he know what you do every day? Does he know you're on a podcast and you talk about the gambling? Hello? Are you frozen?
Hold on. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Does Colin know what you do?
With what?
You do a podcast every day talking about gambling?
Yes.
All right.
They all know. It's
all right.
We have a thread called the Peralt Influence.
Who?
That's between me and my two brothers. Just a betting thread. we have a betting chat that we go back and forth. That's our,
really?
it's our text thread called the Peralt Influence. Yeah.
The Peralt Influence.
Yeah, getting my brothers to bet consistently.
Jackoffs named it that.
They did.
Fair. All right.
Not
if
me.
it was you, I was going to say change the name.
No, they named it. It was them. I didn't know how to do it until they did it. I was like, wait, you can change text threads? I learned that.
You didn't know?
No, it was like 3 years ago when they did. This has been going for 3 years.
Whoa.
This is a running thread between my brothers and I that go back 3 years of watching their bets and parlays and then coming in saying, his unders are 9-2 in the playoffs so far. I'm betting under 20, 220 and a half on the Bucks game. What do you think?
Oh, God.
This is a 31-year-old and a 27-year-old. Both are full-time professionals that have disposable income, so they can bet. They can afford to be bet. Okay, they can handle themselves. But they both. It's amazing when they text me about onshore and offshore stuff. They're like, "How come this is offshore like this? How come onshore is like this?" I'm like, One's in California and one's in Maine. Maine just got legalized sports betting, so they're
guys are literally coast to coast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. One's in Oakland, one's in Maine, and one's in Vegas. So there you go. And all three.
Peralt's all over the place.
No, those are Norrises. Those aren't Peralts. Those are Norrises. Those are my other Ben. The other Peralt is the farmer. He's in Western Mass.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Colin Norris, my quote half brother, which I don't call him that, but they different dads. He's in Maine, and then he works for Raytheon. And then my other brother, who is in Oakland, he works for Uber Health. So he works for Uber.
Okay.
Which the perks that they get at that company is one of the most insane things ever. It's Colin Norris, but we've called him Chuck Norris for a long time as joking around. Yes, that's one of those long time baseball gags. People called him Chuck all the time playing baseball when he was a pitcher. They call him Chuck.
Yeah.
For all that. So I'll say this, though. Basketball should be fun tonight. Hockey's loaded. Hockey's got some really interesting. So Washington is a monster dog to the Rangers.
As they should be.
That game unraveled so fast. I don't have a stepbrother, Jimmy Jack. That's my real brother. Ben's farm is great. Thank you for asking. That's my real brother. Ben and I have the same dad, same mom. But his farm is great. I don't have any stepbrothers. But man, that was like, it was 0-0 after the first period. And then it was just like, we're dumping on top of you. And it got going fast. The Garden, I will say this, Loki. I hate New York, but I'll give you guys this. Because most people who are Ranger fans or Knicks fans, they're having a pretty good week.
Yeah.
They're having a pretty good week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a fun game for the Rangers. It was like one of those, like once the match got lit and it set the place off ablaze, it was good night Capitals.
Yeah.
Capitals better score first tonight.
Capital goalie better get a shutout.
Well, Igor, that's the question, right? So Igor, 10 straight games with 2 goals or less in the playoffs.
Caps team total under.
It's 2.5.
Yeah. They're not getting more than 2 goals. They just don't have unless they get 6 power plays and get 3 goals. I mean, there ain't no way they're getting the 5-on-5 is just that they're just not, it's not going to work. This one is one of those ones that the goalie has to win a game and is going to have to win the series. I feel like the Caps are completely overmatched.
Let's see.
Caps team total under 2.5.
Capitals team total is -168 at 2.5. That's
you could take your shot at 2 even money or -110 and get a push on 2, but I like 2.5 because it wins. I'd be very, very surprised if they get 3. Very surprised if they get 3.
It's really interesting. I can't wait to see.
Shout out to Otto, by the way. He was in.
Yeah, he had to
quick
go.
and out. He had a softball game.
Yeah.
Getting ready to start probably very soon here, a couple minutes. But
right.
You had a shot at a draw yesterday.
3 shots at draws.
Yeah.
3 shots at draw.
Other than
just needed 1. He went 0-4, but he only used 1 to be break even. He came really close to getting 1.
Gosh, there was a sweat. It's all sweats. It was right there.
The Bruins game.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many games right there that could have had an opportunity to go to extra. Actually,
Addison just said that Rangers team total over 3.5 is -102.
4 goals, not impossible. It's not impossible.
They get a multiple goal lead. They're really good at
sitting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, Rempe, are we seeing a war tonight? Tom Wilson and Rempe going at it?
I'll be watching the opening face-off because the Capitals got to do something, and it might be challenge time. Rempe scored a goal. He scored the first goal for the Rangers. The place went nuts. I still haven't seen a game in Madison Square Garden, a hockey game ever.
Oh.
I got to do it. Jack, our producer,
it's worth it. It's really cool.
He was at the Knicks game last night. And he kept texting me pictures and was sending me,
very cool.
This place is really geeked up. It's just different for the Ranger games. It's just different.
I don't know. I guess I haven't seen a playoff game, so maybe that's when it's different. Ranger regular season games are fun. MSG is a great place to see games. I've seen college basketball, NBA, and hockey all at MSG.
Right.
It's a cool building. It looks so different for hockey too versus basketball.
Right.
It looks so different. It's like, wow, am I in the same building? It's pretty cool.
I saw a game there. I told you in 1986. I saw Bernard King play basketball. It was awesome. But we sat up a little bit high.
Yeah.
My mom and I really wasn't aware of what the weed was. And I was literally getting a contact high from those upper seats, whatever those are called. Blue seat. I don't know what they are, but
that's back in the day too.
Oh yeah. 1986. I was like, Mom, I don't even know what we're doing here. Yeah. Bernard King.
Tampa Bay at Florida. Big favorite for the Panthers at home. They win game 1, 3-2. Total's 5.5. We going under again?
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm not. Yes. I don't know. I'm not sold. We might have to play a little bit of a different game if we're if we're Tampa. We might have to open things up. We got to get a lead. Florida, told you, the least amount of even strength goals on the season, 5-on-5, is the Florida Panthers. They are so good, sound defensively. And Bob is making those saves, no rebounds. I don't know. I don't know about the total. This could be a great hockey game too. I wish they were staggered,
right?
So I could watch the whole thing.
I told you
when it's on, like
YouTube TV.
I'm up last night rewatching games,
right?
So I could see the whole game without interruption. Everybody's asleep. What's Daddy doing? He's watching games. He's watching hockey games. He's watching basketball games because it's hard to watch them all with the intent to watch them. Like I got spoiled in the book, but you could watch every game at the same time. And then in the risk room, you could actually have your own whatever set up and watch what you wanted and listen. And if you're doing the in-game, you got to kind of watch the game.
Right.
First goal wins tonight in this one?
No. But it better be Tampa. Tampa better score first.
Right.
Like if you're Tampa, you better score first.
Yeah.
Don't allow that to happen because what do you make of Colorado and Winnipeg? Four games this year, all four of them with 4 goals or 6 goals or more.
It's so funny because you can't make a playoff game 6.5, but you should in this one.
That's
right?
Like over.
You know what the number is. It's 6 with now. I just hit refresh.
How much juice?
2 places have 6.5. They're both offshore. DraftKings, though, went to 6.5. So they have 6.5 under a quarter, and then places here in town have 6 over a quarter.
Are my brothers watching this show?
What's up, boys?
My brother just in this thread just said, Matt, you should sell some anti-pick merch. Like, Matt, your picks suck. I want to make a billboard that says, Matt, your picks suck. Or P-Roll, your picks suck.
We can't sell that. We could sell T-shirts.
I want to do the billboard. Billboard's more funny. I like the billboard.
We'll put them in the kid's car. We'll hand them out. We'll sell these things all over the place.
Maybe they're watching the show.
That's great.
He said, I feel like a lot of people hate it. That's true.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. That's wild. I don't know.
Well, good to see you. Thank you for joining the show.
They might be in the chat. My brothers
could have them on. Get in the chat, Colin. What the hell?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Put my brothers on, Colin or Owen. I've never had them on. That would be interesting. Yeah. No, that's Covey. That's a dream. Put on the Resorts World sign. Absolutely. Yes. On the Resorts World. You guys have all the same ideas.
Put on that Resorts World sign first.
I said I was driving. I told you the story. I was driving, and with the person I was with, I pointed up and I said, "We're getting a BVB one day. BVB is going to be on that marquee.
Might be.
We're putting it up on that marquee. It's going to be up there. It's going to be great. That logo right there. That logo.
Yeah, we'll put that right there.
Right there. Logo right there. Would be.
Well, like that movie poster that he did. That was great.
Woo.
A lot of people saw that.
That was cool. That was
we're going to put something else on that sign though. Right now, I'm going to say nothing else.
I am going over in this game.
Yeah. Get it on the sphere. Huh.
$400,000 an hour. Over 4 hours. It's $400,000 for 4 hours. Yeah, it's $400,000 for 4 hours.
It's not in the budget yet.
Unbelievable amount of money to spend on an ad to run on the side of a building.
Not in the budget yet.
No. That's one of those like, wow, okay, here we go. Yeah, over. Do the Avs bounce back? The book says yes, minus 120.
I get the bet.
Nick, the reason why we don't use wireless here is because when you wear wireless, it gets screwed up. We've already gone through this before.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who wins this game. I know what I saw last game. I'm totally doing the Men in Black nebulizer thing. Zip, forget it all.
Interesting. Okay.
Because we're going to see back and forth. I don't know if we're going to get all the goals that we got.
13's a lot. I don't even see
Colorado has a huge question mark right now.
At goaltender.
Big.
Yeah, Georgiev is a huge problem. That's why I like over. I think it's 3-3.
Backup is sick. They called up somebody to come in and sit behind him tonight. They can't even pull him. If he gives up 3 first period goals, they got to leave him out there.
Yeah, I think it's 3-3. And then I think it's a 4-3 win for one of the two teams. Not sure who, though.
I think it's minimum that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think
4-2 is the minimum.
Minimum, right. That's why I bet over. That's why it's over 6. That's why I bet over. Yeah, you bet over 6 and you see how it goes. Yeah, I agree.
And if you get beat.
Right.
Georgiev makes 50 saves or 47 saves and you lose. That's the catch in betting hockey. The goalie has that game, but you're going to get chances. You're going to get power plays. You're going to get a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, it's wild. Finally, Nashville at Vancouver.
Did you see the news this morning?
Of?
Demko out?
Yes, Demko's out. Yeah. Bad news for Vancouver.
Bad news? Huh. The line moved 50 cents.
What's it now?
Minus 120.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Nashville. And I mean, anybody that had 6, there's only 1 6 left. It's all 5.5s now. So, well, let me see. No, the openers was 5.5. Some, I guess some books went to 6. Wow. Nashville's live. I mean, Nashville had that game won if it wasn't for 12 seconds. Nashville played a perfect road game and lost. I expect them to do the exact same thing. So you're going to have to sweat this one either way. Either way. If you ask me right now who's winning this series, I'll ask you, who's winning this series right now? Demko's out. He may be unavailable for the rest of the series.
DeSmith is bad, but he can play well enough to win this series.
Ask the hockey guys. We need a hockey poll because we did basketball polls. Who's winning this series now that you know what you know? So we had Dallas.
Dana White.
Dallas was 73% tonight to beat the Clippers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So give them a poll. Who's winning this series? Nashville or Vancouver? That was a great scene the other night. I had so much fun watching that game. And I was with the kids, and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I requested to put the game on right above me. And I think Jess was talking at one point, and she's like, "Did you hear what I said?" I said, "No, I didn't hear a thing."
I think Jess was talking at one point. Uh-oh.
She was talking.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't listening. I was watching a hockey game. You got to understand, it's the playoffs. We're doing a show. I got to watch the games.
Wow. By the way, Caitlin Clark just broke the record. Nike, her contract with Nike is $28 million.
God bless.
8 years, $28 million for that.
Can't wait to have her on the show.
Hello. 8 years, $28 million. Yikes. That's amazing. How about that?
Efforting to get her on the show.
Caitlin Clark?
Yep.
Really?
We're big in Iowa.
Oh. Camp helping?
I mean, we can't give away all the secrets.
Okay. All right. Let's go Camp. Here we go.
Listen, we got to get Caitlin on the show. Talk about, her excitement about being a pro and being on the Indiana Fever and, blah, 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 blah. So, because a lot of people are excited by that. I don't know how many people are excited. This is the late game. I don't know. This will be the handle will be less.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I'm watching it.
But that minus 160, gone. Long gone. I mean, if Nashville scores first, they become minus 160 in game.
Wow.
Yeah. Gigantic movement in this one.
All right. Let's do some baseball here.
Do it.
You're wearing the Astros stuff.
Yeah.
Houston against the Cubs.
Concerned. You've been asking me every day if I'm concerned about the Astros.
They are caca, as you call them, as you say.
Not good.
They stink.
Not good.
And they're favored at Chicago.
Yeah. The numbers guys, sometimes they're very stubborn. They won't make the other team favorite,
This is a nationally televised game with JP France and Jordan Wicks. Both of them are 0-2. JP France is 0-2 with a 7.08 ERA, but let's make Houston favored. Okay. By the way, major win news in this game.
Wind report? What's the wind report?
Hold on. Did I freeze again?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. My internet, you're frozen on my end, but my internet's been going crazy today. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's all over the place. 25-mile wind gust out.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. So wait, hold on. Let me click refresh. What's the total? 10 over 20.
Yep.
Oh,
major
over.
Yeah. Major.
Just said to hell with it. We're going to 10.5. To hell with this.
Yeah. Major wind blowing out at Wrigley today. Nationally televised game. Yeah.
The wind at Wrigley, especially April, May, just completely the bane of odds makers' existence trying to book the baseball. Man, oh man, that one gives me Pause. That means under.
Really?
Yeah. Blowing out, big over. Everybody comes in and bets over. Nate wants a bet over. I don't know. The books aren't closing. They're not moving the number. They just moved the juice.
I mean, but 10.5, 11 is Rockies type numbers. That's high.
That's high.
I mean, 11's high. 11.5. That's
You've
a
been
lot.
asking me about Houston. It's not like they're lighting it up.
Right.
They may not score. Final could be 7-3 and you lose.
So here are the last 5 games involving the Astros.
Yeah.
6 runs, 9 runs, 8 runs, 9 runs, 8 runs. 4
That's
of the 5 are
combined
losses.
total by both teams.
Correct. That's total.
What's Houston's score in those?
0-4-5-4-2.
Okay, so they got a 5 and a 4, but I mean, look at their last 10. They ain't scoring no runs.
No. Got shut out against Washington. Lost 5-4 against Washington, beat them 5-3, lost 5-4 to Atlanta, lost 6-2 to Atlanta in their last 5. Cubs have won 3 of 4. Cubs have scored 3, 5, 2, 8, and 5 in their last 5 games. 4 of them against Miami.
Cubs team total over? There will be a home run in this game. At least one. What happened? What are you looking at? Uh-oh.
Okay, no, we're fine. Okay. Just heard a door open that was not supposed to open, but
it's
fine. It's fine.
You're not used to people coming and going at your joint. Mm-hmm.
That was new. I heard the door open. I was like, wait.
Doors opening, doors closing. It's a hell of a week over there. It's not just dogs and cats.
That was different. I was like, hey.
Saw that look of concern on your face there for a second.
Well, I mean, I just not used to that. Like I'm on the air, I can't really move, and doors are opening. It's like,
Listen, it's
right.
our show. If you got to get up because the door opened, get up.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, in bonus time, I'll go figure it out in a second. But so we like it. We're liking over, obviously. You like under. Brigade likes over. Who wins?
Yeah. I haven't done the baseball work yet.
Okay.
This is a guess. I don't know.
Give me the Cubs.
First thought, I got the Astros stuff on. See if I'm a jinx.
Give me the
see
Cubs.
If the Astros can win.
Atlanta's laying 260 to Miami.
Well, what in the world would make you want to bet Miami?
I have no idea. This is a parlay piece. Take Atlanta.
I mean, seriously, like Fried against that team. Like, I mean, the
parlay piece.
It's boring. It is what it is. The Braves are going to win.
Yeah. Take the Braves, put them up. You could do it with this. Twins, Chicago. Twins won 7-0 yesterday. Like I was worried about Minnesota.
You besmirched Minnesota on the show yesterday.
I did. Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Smacked them 7-0.
Yeah.
8 shutouts. The first team in Major League history to be shut out 8 times in their first 20 games.
Yeah.
The White Sox.
Thank you, CBW, our news hound. He tags us. It gives us so much content all the time. We talked about that yesterday. This is historically bad. The lineup can't hit, period. And, I mean, at some point, they get to the bullpen, and it just goes to complete caca. There's absolutely no reason you could try to convince me. And I love Chicago. We might get real close with Chicago, if you know what I'm saying. But not this White Sox. This is bad.
So the White Sox are 3-19. Okay. They're 3-19. We've played 22 games.
That's no good.
They're 3-19.
Yep.
What's their season win total? Make a number.
I need you to make a stinger for this every day. We're going to do a stinger, a White Sox stinger talk like we do the Ohtani watch. We need a White Sox stinger to talk about how we do we forget where the gate is? No. JJ. Hi, James. Hello, Mr. Jet. James the Jet Jernigan.
Which jet are we talking about?
That's our guy down at the gate.
I know. Oh, the gate. The white
gate.
Golden Gate. I was like, which gate you talking about?
I've been down there twice. He ain't been there. This guy takes off. He's taking his PTO. He's walking the dog. He's hanging out with the wife. You know, he takes off a little bit. He had you caught. I mean, the guy thinks he knows something, JJ. See, I love JJ. I'm just giving you crap. We'll be down there a lot. Don't worry. So we got things to do down there.
Here's the question.
Yes.
Would you 2-leg money line parlay? Braves, Twins.
Oh, man. I mean, that's a little bit of agita, but which one gets you? I ain't worried about either one. What you got to do?
Sonic, I can make a White Sox stinger where it flies out halfway, breaks, and falls out of the frame.
Get creative, Sonic. Do whatever you want with it. Listen, you could have.
That'd be good. You know what? You know what? JPC, we're doing this.
Uncomfortable lay of the day.
Uncomfortable lay of the day.
Perfect.
That's tremendous.
Put that right in there. Use the clip. It's an uncomfortable lay.
That is true. That is absolutely. That is 100% happening. That is absolutely. Welcome to a new segment of the show. 100%.
Perfect.
That is a brigade.
Be a hell of a summer in this joint.
By the way,
lay of the day.
Get ready for Thursday, everybody. Sonic's been working. He's been working.
Thursday.
You know what Thursday is?
Thursday's the 25th of April.
Correct. Do you know what happened on the 25th of April?
We gave birth
to the brigade.
Wow.
The brigade turns 2.
2-year-old birthday for the brigade.
We have a 2-year-old ceremony coming for you guys on.
Is this show number 600 yet? It's damn close. I'm gonna have to count that out.
569.
Hey, magic number. What? You said it. It's just a number.
Correct. Yes, we're on. This is 570
today.
All
right, that's so good. So we're working
somewhere in the neighborhood of like June, beginning of June. Somewhere in there will be okay. Will be the 600th show.
600 show. Yeah.
So
another thing to be proud of. We keep showing up. They can't get rid of us, no matter what we wear, no matter what we say.
I'm going to put on Thursday. I'm going to put rundown topics on the draft. We'll see what Dave does with it. Okay. He doesn't want.
I will be glad to sit here and talk to you and do the show. I will have zero opinion on how many offensive tackles are getting drafted in the first round. Yeah. The only intriguing thing that intrigues me is the number of quarterbacks being taken in the first round.
Under.
Is that what that was? What you were doing right there?
400 under.
You're holding a pen and you're going like this
under
and not saying anything. You want to talk about jacking up and down?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know
under.
What.
Under.
Hold on.
3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Hold the course. My God.
Where's our brigade proxy stinger?
There's no NFL story yet today.
There is a story.
There's not. There's no NFL story today. Tomorrow.
Really?
Tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah. Better to book it over 6, Winnipeg, Colorado.
Push at worst. This is a bet.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if we have a low scoring game.
Yeah. I don't know which side is actually the low scoring part of it, if we're going to have it.
Yeah.
Hold.
Agree.
You froze too. You froze.
I know. I know what something's been crazy today. I don't know. It's been, I don't see how much I'm freezing, but like the whole thing, I've never seen it like this before.
I
think it's a StreamYard
issue.
Watch
movies last night over there?
No, I think it's a StreamYard issue. I don't think this has been so bad today that I don't think it's actually an issue with the internet. It's been like,
StreamYard problem. Okay.
It's a connection. I think the stream last time it was like this, it was a StreamYard outage problem that like there just wasn't, because you're freezing like way more than you ever have before on my end. And I'm freezing like crazy, like left and right. So I think it's a StreamYard problem. It's not an internet because I've looked at my internet speed is fast. So it's not internet related. I think it's StreamYard related. Minnesota -3 tonight at home.
Haven't you heard about the zigzag thing?
Yep. Don't care.
You're zigging. You're not zagging.
I'm going with the same thing happened last night.
Better team.
2-0 lead. Better team.
It's the only side I would bet.
Okay.
Pre-game.
And then finally, Red Sox Guardians under 8.5. These two starting pitchers went at it at Fenway 2-0. Boston won. Game went under 9 innings, complete game. Tanner Hawk, complete game shutout. You
got under 8.5?
Yeah. Why is
it all 8? There's not 8.5 on planet Earth.
Yeah, 8.5 last night.
This not only you get mentioned on the Stern, the Howard Stern, but you're putting this out and you're getting people to notice lines that don't exist in the morning. You're like Houdini, making lines totally disappear.
It was the open. It was 8
by the morning.
Well, that happens in the NBA a lot. So this is, I mean, so now you're getting to baseball. I mean, same two pitchers going at it from before is 2-0. Guardians do own the Red Sox, but they lost 2-0.
I like the Guardians sidewise.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I bet the under last time was a 5-4. Remember, I was on under 8.5. 5-4 win for the Guardians the last time I bet this. So I'm scared of this. I'm not going to debate that I'm not happy about. I'm worried about this bet, but same two pitchers, going after it. So, thank you, Nikki. Isaiah Rodgers got reinstated in the NFL today. That's good. So he can play during the year. That's good. So on that, you guys are live with us on YouTube or Twitter. Don't move. SiriusXM and Sports Grid. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow for a Wednesday. If you are live, do not move. You guys are getting bonus time. Play that BVB sound, Nikki. Yep, we played it sound. Yeah, I will agree. You want the proxy sounder? What do we? Okay. So that's what you want. He's by request. Our stingers
every day.
We are playing. That's NFL news. That's true. Reinstated.
That is NFL news.
Isaiah Rodgers.
We're playing that every day. And put a note at the 1 hour mark every day. We're playing the Brigade Proxy stinger.
Okay. We need an NFL story for it, but yes,
don't.
I do.
It's our show.
Correct, but I'm just playing it to play it.
We need to remind the people. We'll come up with an NFL story every day. Everyone else does.
There's nothing going on right now. My God. Other than innuendo and hypotheticals and wonder ifs and under 4.5 quarterbacks. What do you mean, Nikki? Didn't I think actually we'll play it? Come on now.
Nikki, we pay attention to what you say in the chat. That's one of the benefits of watching the show live. Is that you can take kind of ownership and make suggestions. That thing shakes the car from the base. There's no question, Rainmaker. That gives you one of them. Boom! You should hear that when you're listening when you're on a walk.
Yeah.
It gives you that jolt. Like, Kendall calls it a jump scare.
She's right. That's what it is.
It is.
It's like, wait, what?
Yes.
What just happened? Like, whoa, what just happened? It's pretty cool. Yeah. So, on that, people's speakers hurt lives. Let's stake, yes, in some ways to that.
True.
We'll dig up an NFL story too. Head to head, under 4.5 quarterbacks to be drafted in the first round. That's the only bet I'm going to make on the draft.
You think so?
Yep.
I mean, like 4 are going to be drafted in the first 6 picks. No.
One guy's dropping. I don't buy the JJ love. I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
You think he falls out of the first round?
No, I think he's taken in the first round. But it comes down to whether
Caleb
or not
Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and JJ. That's 4.
And who else is going to get a first round pick? No, Penix is his injury. There's no way. I'll be stunned if any team takes Michael Penix Jr. with his injury history in the first round. Stunned.
Okay.
Good luck to whatever team takes him. There's no need to take him in the first round. He'll be there in the second round. And then that and Bo Nix. And Bo Nix is not a first round talent. So I don't think so. I really the extra year matters, but it doesn't matter when it comes to a guy whose injury history is going to scare you the hell out of you and not want to draft. Not want to be drafted.
Said it'll be 5 minimum.
That's fine.
Joel.
I know people.
I don't know which one is which with the Onlers. They got Joel and Flip.
They're brothers.
Which one did we meet?
Joel, I believe.
We met Joel. Or we met Flip.
We met them both.
I thought we met one or the other. I can't remember.
I thought we met Joel.
Off my head,
but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
The Flip brothers were
the Brigade Proxy Service.
They were with us last year.
Yeah.
Nobody wants.
Which one was it? Nobody. See, this is why you must watch the show. We're in bonus time, so I can read this. Nobody wants a lip Penix. He's right. Addison is right.
Oh, we get Joel this year. We had Flip last year. We get Joel this year. Phenomenal.
Oh, fantastic.
That's great. Come on out. Let's go. Anyone can come on out. You can go to thebvbshow.com, by the way, guys. Remember, you can go there and you can make an appointment with us for the Brigade Proxy Service when you're going to be in town. Either Dave, myself, or both of us will get you signed up for the contest to be your proxy wherever you're going to be. If you're at the Westgate, if you're going to be at Circa, wherever you're going to be. If you're going to remember, Circa's not just Circa downtown, okay? Tuscany, Silverton's the new one where you can sign up. You can go at the D.
The guys from Arizona came and we met them at the Pass.
Yeah, the Pass in Arizona, right?
Pass. I met them. The guys from Henderson too. It was a lot closer to them. They're like, I don't want to drive. I don't even want to talk about the F1, but what's coming with the traffic and all the closing and this and that. We got ways in and out of places.
I mean, have you driven to the airport? Have you driven to the airport yet?
Yeah, last week.
I go to school. That's how I go to school.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare right now.
It's not good.
They closed 2 exits. It's a nightmare.
It's not good. They're changing the whole, again, they're starting with this whole changing the face of the city and the arteries in and out of places. And it's going to cost nightmare traffic, but we'll help you. We'll meet you. We'll sign you up. We'll put the pics in, all that other stuff. You can text the text line too. 702-570-8255 is the text line for the proxy service. And, get in touch with us that way. The admin are doing a great job with that. I apologize about the hats. Been a crazy week with the wife and the surgery and all this other stuff. So we'll get to the hats. But yeah, the proxy service is going to be, that's good. So we get Flip. Or no, we get Joel.
Joel this year. Flip last year.
Flip last year, Joel this year.
Cool.
The Onlers are all over the Twitter too.
Iowa. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Favorite thing about today is what?
You start, because yours is way bigger.
It's not bigger.
Yours is way bigger.
It's way more important to me. So as a kid at UMass, as a kid who wanted to go into broadcasting, wanted to go into radio, there were 2 major influences on my career. One was Christopher Russo with Mike and the Mad Dog. I would go to Connecticut to go visit my aunt and uncle and my cousins every year. And so this is before radio became on the internet. The only time I heard Mike and the Mad Dog was when I was in New York. And the only time that I heard Howard Stern was when he was the morning show guy in New York. And I loved them both. It made me love broadcasting. I thought, my gosh, if I could ever be anywhere near to these guys' talents and do what they've done, I was in heaven listening to both of them. Howard went and did his thing, Private Parts, the movie he makes after he goes to Sirius, and you watch it. I watched it, and it was life altering for me in terms of the path I was on. I've lived in Charlottesville, Virginia, Huntsville, Alabama, Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Manchester, New Hampshire, Nashua, New Hampshire, Houston, Texas, and now Nevada in Las Vegas. That crazy path, if you watch the movie, you watch and see where Howard went. He went to crazy places, upstate New York, places in the South, places that just, he went in and they flipped formats and he left. And yes, it's a movie. Yes, it's embellishment. When he gets to New York and he has to fight the man, pig vomit becomes a thing. He starts doing these incredible bits that he has to do because he wants to do it. Him and Robin have a whole big falling out with everything that goes on. You see the ups and the downs and all of this. Howard Stern has been a monster part of my broadcasting career. To hear Howard Stern this morning on his show, Ask JD about sports betting, and JD's answer is the first thing I listen to in the morning is the Daily Juice. It just stopped me. Like just hearing Howard's voice. Howard Stern asking a question, and he hears somebody say the Daily Juice back. So just Howard Stern's heard the term Daily Juice. I was like a 5-year-old. Like I was running around this house going, I can't. Like that just happened.
Yeah,
like that just happened. And I don't care if he said some guy hosts a 12-minute podcast called the Daily Juice.
Right.
Don't need to say it. Okay. I don't care about my name. The fact that something I do gets mentioned on the Howard Stern show.
That's it.
Favorite thing about today. Easy.
I found great irony in it because we continue to have some of these meetings. I get continuously told nobody listens to your show, nobody watches your show, nobody this, that, and all this other time. And I'm like, really? I don't know. Somebody's watching, somebody's listening. Because when I have 100 people tell me, I love you and Matt, I love what you guys do. I listen to the Juice, I listen to Cash Considerations, I watch you when you're on with Pat and Hammer Don guys. I watch Your Super Bowl shows were amazing. I got hundreds of people telling us that. And I got like 3 telling me, nobody knows who you are. Nobody listens. Nobody watches. Nobody cares. You're just this, that, but okay. That was one for the home team, P-Roll. I was as secretly as excited as you.
Thank
One,
you. I appreciate
because
that.
I know how much it means to you. But 2, because I've been fucking telling you this for like 2 years.
That's true.
And just like my wife,
you
and her don't fucking listen to the guys.
It's not that out. Listen, I told you, you said it to me yesterday for the first time. You said we've joked around about the idea that like people use BVB for their show content and they use it for their own prep and blah, blah, blah. I didn't know people were using the juice in the same way in that situation. And then I say it on the air
with the overnight stuff.
I know, but it's just different to hear, the Daily Juice get mentioned on the Howard Stern show was not what I was anticipating. I thought we might ferret out a couple of people in the content space and they might have to out themselves and say like, because I say on the Juice this morning, I said, just say thank you. Just go to the sponsor, say thank you, do something.
Please.
So just acknowledge the fact that you're using this and it's from you because Dave said, I was like, let's see if Dave's right. Let's see. And then the Howard Stern show, it's like, wait, what? Like that was not expected that was going to get mentioned on that day. So again, maybe it was coincidence. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But just the fact that I say it on the Juice, the guy watches the Juice. JD tells Howard, this is what I watch. It was like, oh my, that was one of those moments that I still am. I'm on cloud 9. Like
yeah.
Again, Howard is a very, very big influence in someone that I've looked up to for a very long time for his ability to do not just his talent, not just his voice, not just his interviewing skills, just the way the guy has been able to fight back and say, this is what I'm going to do because the audience wants it. It is amazing how many times in broadcasting, it is incredible how many people get in the way of what the audience wants. It is unfathomable to me that people in suits stand there and tell us as talent that we are replaceable, that it's just you guys are trained monkeys. Anybody can do what you do. It doesn't matter who's watching. It doesn't matter who's listening. Really? Because there are so many shows I've grown up and watched, and it's completely because of the host. Like it's completely because of the people that are actually doing the work, that the talent is actually talented. It's incredible. And you build something and you spend your life at something. And then you have somebody who's never done it sitting at a meeting telling you that you're not worth it. It's just, it's beyond me. I mean, I just point to your Twitter account and like, when you put something out and you tag me, my fucking phone won't stop. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, Dave tagged me in a picture. Fucking Christ. Here we go. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's like, don't tell me people don't respond to you. Not because it's, you're some nameless, faceless person, some robot account. It's your content they're responding to. It's your talent they're responding to.
It's pretty fun to see. And it's slowly happening. We've been asked this multiple times. We got a couple people in the chat that are doing their best to come up with ideas to get us to blow up. I don't know how to blow up. You know how I know how to blow up? Show up. That's how we do it. You and I are doing it. We've done it. Now we're coming up on 600 shows. We got a 2-year day coming up on Thursday. What are we going to call our group of people watching? How about the brigade? That's you were a little bit not sure at the beginning, and then we kind of sold it. And the
you're
BBB
right.
brigade.
No,
okay.
Right. No, a lot
and
of things.
Boom,
I mean, there's a lot of things on this show that I have begrudgingly said yes to that you were right on. There's been a bunch of things that I've had that same opinion on. It's why it works. You need two people. You need a dissenting opinion because then it really, what you really feel.
We've had lockdown dragouts on the air, off the air. They like to say the parents are fighting. We'll go have lunch after.
Right.
Like, it's Amanda said to me yesterday when I spoke to her, you sound the same as you do on the show. Guess what? That's why the show's what it is. This is as real as the real gets.
Right.
So
there's no bullshit.
Yeah, that was a fun thing. I was driving when my phone started because I responded to your first tweet. Like,
right.
Can anyone else confirm this? And then you posted.
I thought they were lying. I mean, I didn't. Somebody asked how I found out. Somebody said, "Hey, Matt, you just got mentioned on the Howard Stern show." I said, "Shut up." I said, "What are you talking about?" It's like, this is bullshit. Like, no, I did not. And then the guy said, "Why don't you believe me?" I was like, "I don't know. It's the Howard Stern show." like, I'm not gonna believe that. And then I was texting the guy. He's like, he sent me the screenshot. He goes, "It's 2 hours and 38 minutes into the show. Go on SiriusXM." Went and got an account. And congrats, SiriusXM. Went and got the account. Went and listened to it. And I was like, holy fuck, that happened. Like, that was incredible. And so then I took it and I tweeted it out. And I was just like, I sent it to my cousin who's a gigantic Howard Stern show fan. He was like, what the fuck? It's like, that happened? I was like, that happened.
Send it to that guy that did the sound check. Did you send it to that guy? Just let him know. Did
the sound check?
Yeah, the one you emailed me and you and him, and we'll talk after the show. Maybe he should get it. That would be pretty good.
Yes. No, I tagged him on a different platform.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Just let him know.
I tagged him publicly on a different platform to make sure he saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just let him know.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because I mean, I got a couple texts from New York, from Philly.
Nice.
Good. Like, yeah, that's what we do every day. He does that show the night before posts, and then a lot of people wake up to it back east. But I said then we follow up on a lot of the conversations on our show, and it goes
100%.
Crossover audiences all over.
Without doubt. Yeah. That's what's been the most fun, I think, for me on a lot of levels. Is that a lot of the guys who are here in our chat do listen to both.
Oh, you're frozen, Mikey. Oh God, you're gonna have to. Oh, he's got you bad. Oh boy,
Internet's not good today.
Yeah.
There's been like you can go back and forth. Like Chef Benny goes to Cast Considerations. You know, they just they consume all of our stuff, and like that. It's not just this show they consume everything. They watch Sports Grid every Friday night when we're on. You know, that's tremendous.
That's been one of those things too. I mean, like, and we've brought people from that to live shows. Like we got people involved in the contests in Vegas because of the juice, because of cash considerations, because of other appearances everywhere else. And, you know, the core is this. I mean, this has been able to be built from the ground up. And we were literally thrown into the ocean with one dinghy and said, figure it out. Hold on. The waves are coming. You know, can you guys survive? They're still hoping we get capsized. There's people literally still hoping we get capsized. There's no question. And that's fine.
Amen to that.
It is what it is. All right. So my favorite thing about today, a little bit different. So I'm driving to the book this morning. I see the tweet, the phones, you know, going on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Peralta's juice show got mentioned on this and that, whatever? And I'm like, yeah, this is great. So I was in the car and I got to go, you know, see a guy about a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in to Arizona Charlie's to see the boys.
Okay.
It's very quiet there this morning because I got to get down there, and all I want is the sheet for the exactus.
Right.
I went earlier a couple days ago, and nobody could figure out how to get me this. I just want the paper copy so I can do the work. Nobody could figure it out and print it out. It's fine. It was a busy time. I went today, Tuesday morning. You get really the OGs for the horses.
Right.
Like the worst horses run on Tuesdays. Nothing personal, but there ain't nobody there. So I walk in. There's 2 people in the book. There's 3 people behind the counter. Turn a corner. You've been there. And the guy behind the counter goes, "The Bostonian is here."
Whoops.
And I go,
time out.
"What did you say?" And he goes, "The Bostonian. I love you guys. I watch it every time.
That's
every day."
tremendous.
And I go, "I'm the book guy. He's the Bostonian guy." He's like, "Well, no. I meant that. I'm like, "Oh, okay. You messed up."
Yeah. You meant that, but very different opinion as to
he's the Bostonian.
Right. That's
said,
great.
Although, I love him. I said
that's fine, but no, right?
Can't
I agree.
Confuse the two of us.
Cannot. No. Someone call me the book. I'd be like, oh no.
And he goes, no. He goes, I'm originally from Boston.
Oh, very nice.
He goes, I love the Red Sox. And I said, this is great. We might have to have you on the show. He's like, no, I don't do shows. I don't want to. I'm like, okay, it's all right.
I don't do shows.
He goes, but they're really not this good. You know that, right? Like you're gonna have to tell Matt that they're not this good. Like they're getting good pitching. Yeah. And I'm like, no, they're getting great pitching. And he goes, they did sweep the Pirates. And I go,
thanks.
You watched the show, right? I dressed up like freaking Ted Williams yesterday.
You did. That's very true.
And he goes, no, I saw it. That's good. So end result was, again, I didn't have the hat on. I just went in a T-shirt and I had to go down there and get the information and, slide some bets through, whatever. But it was an awesome reminder. Again, what we're doing, it may not be direct results every day. It may not be one of those things. But when he screamed Bostonian, I wanted to pee myself a little bit. It was very funny, and I was laughing. I'm like, I got to get these guys hats. Don't wear the BVB hats. So, yeah, this is happening. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Like there's worse things to be associated with.
That's true,
right?
That is true.
Be associated with New York. That would be tragic.
I agree. It's a lot of winning. It's
right?
true. It's a lot of winning. So yeah,
That's
I would agree. It's not the worst.
There's worse things again to be, I wear the Boston stuff well, it looks good. I wear the Philly stuff well, it looks good. I wear the New York stuff begrudgingly. Like I feel like that's when I got to dress up. I'd go on the MLB network with the Yankee stuff on. They'd be like, oh, look at you. You look like this. You look like royalty. I'm like, I'm wearing it because I have to. You want to talk about Judge being the MVP and blah, 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 blah. I'm wearing it for you. I dressed up for you. So it was a great morning. It was a great morning.
How do you guys not have a respective shirt and hat? What do you mean? What are you talking about, Covey? What does that mean? You mean for sale? Do you mean for sale? Or do you mean to us? I think Dave has a lot of shirt combinations that are pretty good.
The hat's working. Yeah. We're getting those out.
Yes,
I
Chef.
haven't decided yet what the shirt's going to be.
That's true.
All we do is win, win, win. That's the Boston guy saying that, huh?
Uh-huh.
It never ends.
Never ends
with you people.
Whatever. Oh, you have a Bostonian shirt and Dave has a book shirt. Oh, I see what you're saying. So we identify ourselves. I don't know if I want that, to be honest with you. I think I want just a generic BVB shirt.
That's all. The logo. The logo.
Yeah.
The logo is what people react to. It pops. And I mean, like we got PB down in Florida wearing that hat all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome.
We got Chef B sends hats. And it's got multiple designs. That was my other favorite thing about yesterday that I forgot to mention.
What?
Was that picture of Chef B.
Oh, his baby. It's awesome.
B.
That was really awesome.
With the hat down. We couldn't even see his face. He was just holding it like a proud dad with our hat on his head.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what we got right there. Team Bostonian, Team Book, # both. It's one team.
One team. It's Team BVP. It's very, very true. Thank you for being here, guys. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow. Another episode. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave a review, all the good stuff. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll talk to you same time, same place tomorrow for a Wednesday's BBB.